Hi everyone, I'm Lucy and I'm from Toronto, Ontario. I'm here today to talk to you about my story. I have Takayasu's arteritis, which is an autoimmune disease of the large blood vessels. My story began in 1994, where I developed symptoms of being tired, having chest pain. I developed anemia, so very low iron, and just felt like I had an elephant sitting on my chest. I went to my doctor and I told him, hey, I'm not feeling well. And he said, it's stress. I had just had a baby about 6 to 8 months prior to that and was recently married. In 1996, my life changed. I had my first episode of hypnosis, which is coughing up of blood. It was so much blood, it looked like a murder scene in my apartment. I was so scared, I thought that I was dying. I called my sister and my brother that lived down the street from me at the time to come and save me. I was so scared. I said, please come get me, take Vanessa, that's my daughter, and call an ambulance. So they did that. They came to my place, called the ambulance, and I was taken to the local hospital, which was Humber River Regional. And they did an x-ray on me, and they said that I had blood clots in my lungs, and it also looked like a pneumonia. I was put on antibiotics, put on blood thinners, heparin by IV while I was in hospital, and sent home with oral medication, which is called Coumadin, for the next 2 years. Those 2 years, the episodes kept happening, and when I say episodes, I mean coughing up of blood. And it wasn't a little bit of blood, it was usually a lot of blood, where I'd have to call the ambulance and have to be brought into the emergency room. They usually would just sedate me. They would sometimes put me into the OR room and knock me out and go and do some investigating to see where the blood was coming from, because they never knew where the blood was coming from. And then when I'd come to, they'd say, we don't know where the blood's coming from, but you're having blood clots and we don't know why you keep having these blood clots. But nobody really thought to do further tests. So one day, which was in 1996, it was such a bad episode that they decided to do an angiogram to further investigate. When they went in to do the angiogram, that's what they saw. All the inflammation in my upper arteries. They couldn't believe it. My right common carotid artery, which is this one right here, was 100% blocked. My left one was turbulent, meaning it was, kind of squiggly like this. It wasn't completely normal. My vertebral, which is the back artery that goes to your brain, was 100% blocked. My subclavians, which are these arteries that come across here that supply blood to your arms, one is 60% blocked and the other one's 50% blocked. And that rules out the fact that I was having some numbness and tingling on my left side, which probably was, as a result of this right common carotid artery being blocked. Also, they saw some abnormalities with my aorta. Aorta is the biggest artery that supplies blood from your heart to all your arteries in your body. They said that there was some dilation, which affected my valve. My heart valve wasn't 100% normal at all, and I guess that was because of the aorta pushing on it. So, they came in to me after the and they said, you have Takayasu's arteritis. And unfortunately, we found it at a very advanced stage. And the only thing we can do for you is put you on an anti-inflammatory, one of the strongest anti-inflammatories, called prednisone. Okay, I thought, what is prednisone? And what is Takayasu's arteritis exactly? I can't even pronounce it. Did it come from an Asian person? I don't think I have Asian in me. I had so many questions that weren't answered. They said to me, we're going to have to use prednisone, and right in front of me, they opened up a medical journal. That is how I was treated. It was so rare that they had never seen a patient with it. So I was put on prednisone, and all I was told was, go home, tell your family, prepare them, because there's nothing we can do. There's no cure, and the prednisone is just to kind of manage your symptoms. They told me that I was only 90 pounds at the time, soaking wet, I was very skinny, that I was going to gain weight. My whole life I've been teased for being skinny. I didn't believe them at all. I said, yeah, okay. I'm going to gain weight. Me, forget it. I'll just eat a lot of salad and fruit. Nothing's going to happen to me. But I guess that was the least of my worries. But when you're only 21 or 22, you don't want, that's kind of, you don't want to put on weight, especially being a new wife. So I was in the hospital for about 4 weeks, and I gained 20 pounds. I was a balloon. Everything that they said was going to happen on prednisone happened to me. My blood pressure went up. I gained a lot of weight. Prednisone puts weight around your face, around your abdominals, so you look like you're pregnant, and your upper back, they call it a buffalo hump. I had all of that in just 4 weeks. My mom had to go out shopping to buy me all new clothes that would fit me so that I could be comfortable in hospital and get home okay with clothes that fit me. I'm telling you, I thought I'll be on prednisone and I'm gonna be okay. This is gonna be over. This is just a little bump on the road, Did I not know at the time what I was in for? I have been fighting the biggest battle of my life for the past 23 years with this disease. It's been a total roller coaster ride the whole time. So I'm getting a little bit emotional, but at least you could see, what it's like. After I received the diagnosis, I just wanted to find other people that had it, and it was impossible. There was no internet. There was no Facebook like we have now. So how was I going to find information? There was nothing. I had a friend that worked for a large corporation, had access to the internet, and she looked up my illness and only found one thing on it, and it was about eating a macrobiotic diet or something. I said, well, hey, let's try it. Especially when you find out what you have has no cure, you're going to do what you can. So we contacted this person that posted about Takayasu's and learned everything I could on eating a macrobiotic diet and stayed on that diet. I'm sure it helped me, but being on such a high dose of prednisone, we never really knew if it was helping. I began my journey and always looked for alternative remedies. I thought there has to be more to this Band-Aid solution. So I went through traditional Chinese medicine. I went to reflexologist, that's reflexology of the feet. I went to go see someone, an ironologist, to look into my eyes, and I don't know what she did. But, I just been through this crazy roller coaster ride trying to find something that's going to help me. Also with the illness, not only do you have the side effects of the medication, but because it was a huge, I call it like a tornado that went through my body. It did all this damage, left me with all this damage in my arteries, that I also have a lot of, side effects from the drug, such as, osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, which I have in both my hips. I'm going to need them both replaced, but, I've been practicing yoga, and I think that's really helped me a lot. In addition to that, in October of last year, I found out that I have an aortic aneurysm, and that it's grown to be 5.1 centimeters, and the risk of rupturing is 6. So I'm closely being monitored for that, and I'm able to work now, which really sucks because being home for me is very hard. I've always been a very energetic person and very, goal oriented. But I have to be home now, and so I'm just, trying to keep myself busy. Also, along the way, I should have said that the coughing up of blood never really did stop. That I always continued to have episodes in and out of hospitals. They would monitor me, they would stabilize me, and then they'd go home. And also, there was a period in my life where I became very, very weak because the prednisone was very high, and they didn't know how to put it down, like how to lower it without fear that I would flare up again. And so it left me in a wheelchair. I wasn't able to walk for quite some time. That was very hard on me, especially having a little girl to look after. My hair became very, very thin, and I was just so weak. And I guess we have to believe in miracles, but I tried everything I could alternatively to make me better. In 2005, I was put on methotrexate, which is a cytoxin drug, chemotherapy drug, very, very toxic, that suppresses your immune system. And I learned how to inject myself with the medication into my leg. And every week for years, I was in bed, sick, with headaches, nausea, and just having no energy at all. And it got to the point where I was still having the symptoms, still the episodes, and I started thinking to myself, how come? I'm on prednisone, I'm on methotrexate, and I'm still having all these episodes. I don't know what's going on. So that's when I looked into, diet. I thought maybe finding a diet where, maybe I'm allergic to something, or maybe something's going on that, there's some type of correlation between our diet and what we eat, what we put in our bodies, versus, how our health is. So I started on that journey. Like I said, I was on a macrobiotic diet, where, and for years I eliminated sugar, dairy, and gluten. But I would always, kind of fall off the diet as soon as I felt a little bit better. And just being on all these medications, you just don't really know what's helping you. Now, after I got this scare in October with this aortic aneurysm, I went looking for a good naturopath, and I found him. And that's going to be my next video. I'm going to be talking about anti-inflammatory foods and how they've helped me, and how I want to share my recipes with you. And you got to believe in something. And for me, it's been my diet, my nutrition. I always go to that. What else can I say? I want to say thank you to you for listening to me. I know this has been a long video. We have a Vasculitis Foundation in Canada. It's in Cambridge, and I would like to share with you the website. It's www.vasculitis.ca, and it's 425 Hespeler Road in Cambridge. Again, it's www.vasculitis.ca. The phone number is 1-877-572-9474. If you'd like to donate to research for vasculitis, not only are you helping me, but you're helping research for a lot of people who have vasculitis. And I thank you very much for listening to me. It's been really, really hard for me to build up the courage to do a video and post it here and share it with all of you. My family's been great. They're very supportive, very helpful. My parents come with me to every appointment pretty much, and all my MRI appointments. I do an MRI every year to see what the vessels are doing. I also go to the doctor every month for blood work, extensive blood work, to check inflammation markers, my sugars, and all these kinds of things that the prednisone can affect. And I'm grateful. What can I say? I'm grateful for having a wonderful family, but sometimes I feel like they just don't understand. I mean, I look fine except for some extra weight, but they don't really know exactly what it is living with a chronic illness. Every day it's a celebration for me. Every day I wake up, I thank God for being here. I feel that 20 some odd years ago they gave me a life sentence. I'm still here, so I'm grateful for the episodes of the coughing of blood, because I think if it wasn't for that, they would have never been able to catch it. I would have been on blood thinners, which would have probably done more harm. and also, would have not brought me to prednisone. And even though I don't like it and it causes so many side effects, I just think it's what's my saving grace right now. And my ultimate goal will be to get off prednisone. I'm hoping through the anti-inflammatory diet. But like I said, I'm posting this on my page, Heal Thyself. And I can't wait to get started. And I'm hoping that you will join me in healing together. And that's about it. What can I say except that I'm grateful for all of you. And I'm hoping that this video reaches as many people as possible, that we raise awareness on this terrible, terrible disease. And that's about it. Thank you so much for coming out. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. And I did this for you.
You never know what you'll hear.
It's Takayasu's Arteritis. Can you see it? And it's itis stands for inflammation, and the arteries, and itis stands for arteries, inflammation of the large arteries. That is my diagnosis. That is what I've been fighting all these years. At the same time, I'm totally grateful, because if it wasn't for Takayasu's arteritis, I don't know that I'd be the same Lucy. And for that, I'd like to leave you with a thought. Always remember that tomorrow is another day, and to always be grateful for the little things in life. Love your family. Tell them every day that you love them. It's not about the things we accumulated, it's the memories that we share. Thank you for listening to my story, and have yourself a wonderful day. Bye for now.